Hey everybody, welcome to the Good Morning from the Chicken Coop podcast. My name is Kim Johnson and I am a master mindset coach, creative strategist, and also happen to be a farmer. This is my chicken coop and I come out here every day to record a podcast, to teach distinctions, possibilities, new ways of thinking, and just bring some joy into the world. So welcome to the coop and let's start your day off in a fantastic way. Hey everybody, good morning from the chicken coop. You know, I coach lots of different types of people in lots of different types of situations. And that's the bonus of being in the business that I'm in. You get to have a variety of people that you work with. There's one thing that's it's incredibly common across the board. And it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what you do for a living. But it's definitely prevalent. So can you guess what it might be? What is it that all these people, including myself, sometimes suffer from? Got you thinking, don't I? But here's the thing. You're probably not going to believe it when I tell you, but it's always the same thing of wondering, what are other people going to think? And it never ceases to amaze me how that shows up. Now, most of the time in my life, I do not suffer from this. I just generally don't have a situation where that comes up for me. I kind of am like, I don't really care. Like when it comes to what I'm doing here in the chicken coop or in the garden or anything else, sometimes I just don't care what other people think. But when there are things, there are sensitivities that I say, I wonder what other people are going to think about that, or if they're going to say something about that. And a lot of these things link back to childhood, but a lot of them don't. A lot of them are just like our own insecurities. So for me, I can tell you one of those insecurities has often come in about clothes. I know everybody thinks most women are just so into clothes, and I'm not into clothes. I just like to wear loose, comfortable clothes. I like to hang out. I just am not someone who is really into it. When I was younger, I used to try. I would go and get things, and then I just never felt comfortable in them. I actually felt goofy in them. And I remember when I was very little, my mother would always want to put me in a dress, and I'd be like, I don't want to wear a dress. I'm more comfortable in jeans, shorts, like jean shorts, tank tops, flip-flops, sneakers, hiking boots, you name it, something like that. But not fancy clothes. I'm just not into it. It's just not my jam. Even when I worked on the road for years for Tony Robbins, it was always just simple black pants and a black long sleeve shirt, black tank tops, black sleeveless shirts. But I just never got into it. Never got into the jewelry, never got into doing all these crazy things. I mean, other than the 80s with hair that was like ridiculous. But besides that, I just didn't do it. And I feel like there's a sensitivity around that because people will say something about my clothes. And I've heard it many times from people. They've made comments about my clothes. I even had a speaker once from stage say, he was saying thank you to me, which was so funny, for running a room and making him, have a successful room at the back with the sales table. And he said that he wanted to thank Kim Baggy Pants Johnson, which I was appalled by that he would say something like that because it was a sensitivity for me. And we all have them. Recently had someone say to me that they didn't want to go out with somebody because they were afraid of what other people might think. And that's so sad because the person that they were talking about is a good person. So, what are we going to wonder about that? Why would we do that to ourselves? I had somebody else recently say, well, I don't want to start a business like that because I feel like if I do, people are going to think I'm being foolish and petty. And this list could go on and on and on. And that's why we have to look at it within ourselves. So I truly don't care. That's why I am putting videos up the way I'm putting videos up. You see me just as I am. I don't run around with makeup on. I don't run around with my hair done. I don't run around in fancy clothes. I'm on a farm, for crying out loud. So you have to ask yourself, where does this show up in my life and what is it holding me back from? That's the most important thing. What is this belief holding me back from? And what is it allowing me to believe that's just ridiculous? So somebody says to me, well, it's so cool you have a green thumb. I don't have a green thumb. But maybe you're just trying to grow the wrong plants. Maybe you just need to see something else in yourself. Maybe you need to try something different. Whatever it may be, whatever it is, my friends, challenge that. What is this belief holding me back from? Because I promise you, you will find something good on the other side. All right, everybody, I am off to water some plants, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a blessed day. Bye.